We are going to get started with writing. You're going to need your independent work packet for Monday and Tuesday. When you have this out, put it up on the camera. I can already shout out Felix, who's already there. I can also shout out Madison. I can shout out Noga John. I can shout out Caitlin. Great. Once you have this packet, you're going to flip so that you're looking at a text called A Mammoth Adventure. We've read this text together before, so it's really, really exciting to be rereading it. If you do not have the packet, don't worry. I'm going to share the text on my screen now. So the text is now up. You're looking at A Mammoth Adventure. During this block, your back is going to be super duper straight. So already 0 looks fantastic. So does Carolyn. Way to fix that. So does Kayer as soon as he stops flipping through pages. Okay. Alrighty. Today, friends, we're going to be reading 2 texts. I'm going to actually see who is drawing on my screen. Great. Let's make sure we're making great choices the whole time. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into this text, but first we need to take a preview to figure out what genre this text is. I'm going to scroll through so that you can take a preview if you're taking one with me on the screen. Once you have an idea about the genre, please show me a thumbs up in front of your chin. Love how carefully Dariani is looking at this text. Jaden, what's the genre of this text and how do you know?
The genre of this text is non-fiction, fiction, because it's in the first part there's like characters that don't really exist in real life, but the picture looks like it could be realistic, but it's not.
Great answer, Jaden. You're absolutely right. This text is fiction. As we read this text, we need to keep in mind that whenever we have 2 texts, the best readers want to compare and contrast those texts to determine the important ideas. So I'm going to read this text. You're going to annotate as I read along the thinking job. Show me your pencil that you will be using to annotate as Ms. Ba reads this text out loud. Shout out to Amelia, did it immediately as soon as I asked to see it. So did David, so did Alex. Great, we're ready to read and annotate. Let's go. A Mammoth Adventure. Wow, said Liz, looking up at a huge skeleton. Don't you wish you could see the real thing? That's why I begged Mom to bring us here, said Ray. I've always wanted to see a real mammoth. Too bad they are extinct. We see in the corner that extinct means no longer living anywhere in the world. Liz and Ray were at a museum in Hot Springs, South Dakota. The trip was Ray's idea. He was writing a school report about mammoths. Many mammoth bones have been found in Hot Springs. There used to be a very big pool of hot water here, Ray told his sister. The water was warm all year round. Animals came to the pool to drink, but they couldn't get out. The sides were too steep. It was a death trap. Where is the water now? Asked Liz. Starting from the top of the page, long gone. Wiggle your nose if you're on that page with me. I can tell Matthew's with me, Alex is with me. Awesome, let's keep reading and annotating around our fiction thinking jobs. Your hands are off your face now, we're ready to read. Long gone, said Ray. The pool slowly filled up with dirt. The bones of the trapped animals were hidden under all that dirt for 26,000 years. Now people are beginning to dig them out. Later, Ray showed Liz a poster he was making for his school project. Shout out to David for his calm body. On it was a timeline and a pointer. This is a timeline, Karina, do not draw on my screen. He explained, it shows what happened to the mammoths through the years. Oh, here's when the mammoths died in the water, said Liz as she moved the pointer to 26,000 years ago. Ray had put a mammoth sticker there to mark it. As soon as the pointer touched the sticker, something very strange happened. The sticker seemed to come alive. Suddenly, there was a rush of cold wind. Then the museum disappeared. Ray and Liz were now standing on a grassy hill, and there were patches of snow on the ground. Love those reactions I'm seeing from scholars as I read. As they turned, they saw a gigantic furry beast. It looked like an elephant, but it had long brown fur and huge, sharp tusks that were curved at the ends. Liz and Ray backed away very slowly. Luckily, woolly mammoths don't eat meat, stammered Ray. Next page. Wiggle your nose when you're on that page with me. JL's there. Mott's there. Sally's there. Awesome. Let's keep reading and annotating around our fiction thinking jobs because Jaden told us this text was fiction. Where are we? Asked Liz. We must have traveled back in time to the Ice Age, said Ray. I guess my wish came true. I'm seeing a real mammoth. Suddenly, Liz looked really scared. All she could do was point at an animal coming over the snowy hill. Oh no, yelled Ray. That giant bear definitely is a meat eater. And it's coming this way, cried Liz. Quickly, Ray picked up a stick and drew a line in the snow. He pulled Liz onto the line with him. Then, as fast as he could, Ray wrote the word now, where the line ended just in time. There was another rush of wind. Oh, there you are, said their mother. For a minute, I thought you two had disappeared. Later that day, Later that day, Ray still felt dizzy. He and Liz were in a motel in Hot Springs. As his mother left the room, Ray stared at his poster. Should we tell her? Asked Liz. No way, said Ray. Who would ever believe a crazy story like that? Alrighty, folded hands, checking pages in 3, back straight, who looks the best, and I can shout out in 2, 1, and 0. Checking page 1. Abdullah, your eyes are in the camera. Wow, Zoe Stooks, you look fantastic. Caitlin, same thing. Checking the next page. Carolyn, your eyes are needed. Sarah, you look great. Awesome. Miss Aquino looks great too. So does Jordan. Maggie, love to see it. Michael, your eyes are here. Brayden, same thing. Wow, Karina, no one looks better than you. Your back is super, super straight in your chair. Awesome. All right, friends. So we have now reached the end of our first text. Erin, stop clicking on my screen. I'm going to reveal to you my main idea drop because I want our focus today to be on our outline. So you can evaluate what I wrote by showing me with your evaluation symbol. So I need to be seeing you either showing an agree or disagree based on what I reveal. Show me a thumbs up if you're ready to evaluate what I show you. Felix is ready. Aisha, I cannot tell because I don't see a thumbs up, but I can tell Roisin and Takira are ready. Awesome, folded hands. 3, 2, 1. Folded hands, Caitlin. And 0. Thank you, Noah. All right, our characters were, first of all, Liz and Ray, who are imaginative and creative, right? They imagine that they go to this brand new place. Wow, shout out to you for evaluating. Keep it going. Also, we have Mom, who is playful because she pretends that she didn't know that they were there, right? Our problem is even though many mammoth bones have been discovered in Hot Springs, Liz and Ray really want to see a living mammoth for themselves. Awesome, Ashley. Thank you so much for evaluating and being responsible that way. Our solution is that they finally do see a living mammoth. And they do that by imagining that they're in the Ice Age. But when they do that, they realize maybe it's safer to just see mammoths in museums. moments. We probably shouldn't try to go back in time and see them in real life. Otherwise, we could get hurt. Our lesson learned is that imagination is very, very powerful. Why is that a great lesson learned for this text, January?
That's a great lesson learned because the whole time they're imagining, because I'm confused because how did they imagine the same thing?
Okay, let's not get stuck on that. But talk to me about why imagination is powerful.
It's powerful because in this text they imagined that they were back in time and went back in time with the mammoths. But
Absolutely. If it wasn't for their imagination, part of this story would not have happened. They would not have been able to see that living mammoth, and they wouldn't have been able to realize that it was pretty dangerous back in the Ice Age. All right, if you have the packet, you are now flipping to Frozen in Time. Show me that in your screen by holding your packet up to the camera. If you do not have the packet, you're showing me your best scholar and tracking my screen. Checking all pages in 3, all pages in 2. Shout out to you, Felix. You've been on the ball this whole time. All pages in 1, Evilise, and 0, page 1. Zoe Stooks is still looking great. Dior, you will be showing me this packet or you will be showing me your best scholar. Either way, I should be seeing something fantastic from you. Thank you so much for fixing it, Dior. You look great now. Awesome. Joelle, you need to be in the camera. Nice, nice. Great. Now, we're just like we did for a Mammoth Adventure, we're going to start by taking a preview of this text. What's the genre of this text? Let me scroll down so that you can see the whole text. What's the genre of this text? Show me a thumbs up in front of your chin once you know. Actually, let's mix it up. Show me a finger twirl if you know. Look at my camera if you don't know what a finger twirl is. Twirl your finger in a circle. Coming to, who have I not heard from in a while? Coming to you, Diego. What genre is this text and how do you know?
nonfiction,
Okay, how do you know?
because I see caption or like a heading.
Exactly. We are seeing headings and captions. I also saw an inset right here. I also saw not really a photograph, but I agree that the visuals have captions, right? Awesome. So remember that as we read this second text, Aaliyah, we're still thinking about the common ideas that we see in this text. So the best readers always compare and contrast two texts to determine the most important ideas. Let's start by zooming in to this visual and caption. The name of this text, by the way, is called Frozen in Time. And this visual has a caption that says, a scientist examines 23,000-year-old mammoth teeth. Stop. What did you notice about this text that is similar or different to the previous text? Show me a wave of the arms to share. Looking for someone I have not heard from. Josiah, what do you notice about this text?
What I noticed is that it's similar to the other one because they're both about how people were like looking for mammoths.
Yes, I totally agree with you. I'm seeing this common idea about mammoths. So that gives us the idea, Dogajan, that as we read, we need to be thinking about what this text is showing us about mammoths. Show me a thumbs up to show me that you're ready to read. I know Nicholas is ready now. All mommy eyes are here. Brayden is ready. Awesome. Let's go. Frozen in Time. Alrighty. The woolly mammoth has been studied. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't say this, but you're going to be annotating around your nonfiction thinking jobs. I want to see who has a similar main idea to me by the end of this text. So make sure you're annotating around your nonfiction thinking jobs. Alrighty, Frozen in Time. The woolly mammoth has been studied for over 200 years. What makes this gigantic beast so interesting? They haven't been on Earth for thousands of years. Yet, scientists keep looking for mammoths so that they can learn more about them. What's been found? Scientists were excited to find the first frozen body of a mammoth several years ago. This mammoth still had flesh and, whispered to the camera, hair. Ice preserved the body in one piece after the mammoth died over 23,000 years ago. In 2006, the complete skeleton of a mammoth was found. This is also very rare. Shout out to Amami, he's super focused. Most of the time, scientists have only parts of a mammoth to study. Scientists still learn a lot about mammoths from parts like bones, hair, teeth, tusks, and pieces of skin or flesh. And here we have the same visual and caption. It says, a scientist examines a 23,000-year-old mammoth tooth. Flipping to the next page, let's do a stick out of the tongue if you're following this page with me. So sticking your tongue out if you are on that page. Thank you, Zoe Stanley. You look fantastic. You've been focused the whole time. Thank you to Aaliyah, and thank you to Nadia. Awesome. Let's keep reading. Mammoth discovery sites. Woolly mammoth remains have been found in North America, Africa, Europe, and Asia. In North America, people can visit a museum in Hot Springs, South Dakota, to see hundreds of mammoth remains. I saw somebody reacting. Why were you reacting? Why'd you do that? What'd you notice? Peyton?
What I noticed is that over the years, scientists have found lots of parts of mammoths and have found out lots of things.
Like where? Where did they find the mammoths?
One place that they find
Okay, I'm gonna move to someone else. Where did they find those mammoths? Peyton is right. Where? Go ahead, Nogi.
They found the mammoths in North America, Africa, Europe, and Asia.
Okay, where else have they found the mammoths that we may have heard before? There's a specific place, and I heard of it before. Karina? Where did they find the mammoths, sweetie?
They found the mammoth. Like somewhere like where there was ice, like somewhere where there was ice because they usually live in ice, something like that.
Okay, you guys are all right. What I noticed is that they found them in Hot Springs, South Dakota. I remember hearing about that in Mammoth Adventure, and I can prove it right now. Look at my screen. I remember that Liz and Ray were at a museum in Hot Springs, South Dakota. So that tells me I'm learning about the same place, even though the first text was fiction and this text is nonfiction. That's really, really cool. It's an important similarity that I'm gonna keep in mind. Alrighty, we're gonna continue reading. Show me some prayer hands if you're ready to read. Owen is already there. Adonis is there. Beautiful folded hands. 3, 2, 1, following along on my screen or on your text. And 0. Alrighty. The museum was built around the site where they were found. In Europe, mammoth remains have been found in countries such as England, Spain, and, read it to yourself, Germany. Some of the most famous mammoths found in Asia were preserved in ice in Siberia. So just like Karina said, they were preserved in ice. Siberia is the area that covers most of northern Asia. Shout out to Brayden, super focused, and annotating. These mammoth bodies or skeletons were found whole. Others have been found in African countries where the mammoths are believed to have come from. This visual has a caption that says, preserved hair from a frozen mammoth. Interesting. What they've learned. Mammoths weren't as large as most people think they are. They were just a little bit taller than modern day elephants. Scientists found that mammoths were 11 to 13 feet tall at the shoulder and weighed about 6 to 8 tons. That is huge. Let's keep reading. Flipping to this page, at the top it says mammoth, showing me a neck roll if you are on this page, ready to read with me. If you don't know what that is, I'm showing it to you in my camera. Awesome, Darius. Alrighty, call bodies in 3, 2. Jordan, you've been great. Shout out to you, Jamal, for the same reason. 1 and 0. Mammoth tusks were a lot longer. I'm sorry, it actually starts with compared to elephants. Let me zoom out. Compared to elephants, there we are. The mammoth tusks were a lot longer and more curved. However, the mammoth's ears were a lot smaller than the ears of elephants. Mammoth ears were only about 1 foot long. An African elephant has ears that are about 6 feet long. Mammoths had long, thick hair that kept them warm in cold climates. In 2006, scientists learned through lab studies that coats of mammoths were either dark brown or blonde. Scientists have also found and looked at the stomach of a frozen mammoth. More than 30 pounds of grass and other plants were still inside. Jordan is grossed out. I am too. That's gross. Let's keep reading. Their teeth were made for chewing the rough greens. Scientists know that mammoths lost teeth and grew new ones about 6 times in their lifetime. As the mammoths got older, their teeth got bigger. Scientists have used the teeth that were found to determine how old a mammoth was when it died. No one really knows why mammoths disappeared. Some scientists think it has to do with changes in climate. Others think that humans hunted them until there were none left. Some other scientists believe that maybe a disease killed the mammoths. Paleontologists, that's a word we know from TA, will continue to uncover and study mammoths. Jordan, calm body. Someday, they may know for sure why mammoths no longer live on Earth. Shout out to Adonis for annotating. Awesome. Alrighty. So we have now reached the end of our second text. Shout out to all of you in 3rd grade because we all stayed focused, Josiah, while Ms. Flower read out 2 texts. And not only did we just stay focused, a lot of our friends were genuinely annotating as I read, which is great. Folded hands looking just like Owen in 3, and Sarai 2, and Luna 1, and 0. Awesome, Nogajon. Alrighty. So because this was a non-fiction text, Nicholas, I love your eyes. Keep it going. Our main idea consisted of the mostly teaching and the point of view. What was this text mostly teaching us? Show me a elbow clap. That's when you try to clap your elbows together. Coming to you, Nicholas. What was this text mostly teaching, sweetie?
This text was mostly teaching us about mammoths, and they were comparing mammoths to elephants.
Okay. Yes, definitely true. I want to add on to what Nicholas said by repeating that this text was telling us how mammoths were discovered, right? Just like in the previous text, we know that their bones were discovered, and that's an important idea here. So here's my mostly teaching statement. Nadia's eyes are glued. Leanne. Woolly mammoths have not been on Earth in over 2,200 years, but scientists are learning more about them through their flesh, their hair, and skeleton remains, just like the ones that they found in hot springs. I want to include that because that was a common location in this text and in the previous text. We pay attention to all the similarities and all the differences, right, Maggie? Great. Using these remains, paleontologists have learned about mammoths' true size, coat color, and diet. What is the author's point of view about the paleontologists who do this work. What does you have to think about those paleontologists? You can show me a thumbs up. Go ahead, Nolani. Oh, hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
I think the author would describe those paleontologists as like adventurous, or however you say it, because they want to discover more things about mammoths and how they died.
Oh my gosh!
And how old they were.
I had almost the exact same idea. So my idea is that there is much more that paleontologists want to know about these interesting woolly mammoths, which is almost exactly what Nolani said. Awesome job, Nolani. Alrighty, so we've read both texts like the best readers do. We've thought about how they're similar and how they're different. Now, Aaliyah, we need to make sure that we are understanding our question so that we can fully and completely answer it. Here's our extended response question for the day. I'm going to project it so that we can see it in large font. Okay. It says, both A Mammoth Adventure and Frozen in Time tell about woolly mammoths. What information is the same in both passages? What events in A Mammoth Adventure could not actually happen in real life? In your response, be sure to explain the information that is the same in both A Mammoth Adventure and Frozen in Time, and also explain what events in A Mammoth Adventure could not happen in real life. Use details from the text to support your response. Okay, so we have an idea of the question that we are answering. How many paragraphs will we need to completely answer this question? Nicholas is already showing me on his fingers. I'm looking for other scholars to do the same. Yes, Vafa. Yes, Miriam. January, I need you participating. Yes, Adonis. Yes, we need 2 body paragraphs. Great. Let's take this minute to set up our planning page. I've already set it up so that I have 2 body paragraphs. Go ahead and set up your planning page like so. Looking for scholars who got right to work. Once you're done, you can hold it up to the camera. Kyer got right to it. Felix got right to it. Ariani and Abdullah did. About 30 more seconds to set up your planning page like this. Nice, Alex. Karina, you look super, super focused. I can tell this response is going to be awesome. Same thing with you, Elise. Leanne is back on track. He looks great. Last 10 seconds. Shout out to the friends who put their outline to the camera so I know they're done. 5, 4, thank you, Carolyn. Way to follow directions. 3, thank you, Matthew. 2, 1, awesome. So many more of us. Thank you, Mohammed. Love to see you following along. And 0. All right, we're gonna put our papers down and fold our hands. Thank you, Amami. Alrighty. So I'm going to model filling out the first body paragraph on my own, but I'm gonna need your help for the second body paragraph. So Karina is being sure to follow along, Michael, the whole time so that she will be ready when I ask her about the second body paragraph. All right, this is the same question. This is just for my first body paragraph. So for this body paragraph, I'm going to need to explain the information that is the same in both A Mammoth Adventure and Frozen in Time. Where do I need to look when I want to compare 2 texts? Instead of looking back at both texts and rereading them, where should I look to compare and contrast 2 texts? Show me a thumbs up to share. Madison, where should we look?
We should look at our main idea jots.
Absolutely. I'm going to do that right now. Way to go, Maddie. Okay, here is my main idea jot for A Mammoth Adventure. the big idea that stood out to me in this text, or in this main idea jot, was what I wrote: many mammoth bones have been discovered in hot springs. That's an important idea to me because it's a similar idea to the one that I had in my main idea jot for Frozen in Time. It says, but scientists are learning more about them by discovering frozen mammoth flesh, hair, and skeleton remains just like the ones found in hot springs. So the big idea I have here is that mammoth bones have been discovered in hot springs. That's going to be my topic sentence because it's the idea I had in both of my main ideas. Go ahead and write that topic sentence on your papers. Now, 10 slow seconds. 9, Caitlin. 7, way to go, Aisha and Zoe Stooks. 5, 4, 3, 2. There's so many scholars who are doing exactly what they need to do the whole time. 1, and 0 if you need extra time, I'm giving you 3 extra seconds. All you're writing is mammoth bones have been found or discovered in hot springs. 2, 1, and 0. Folded hands. All right. Now, for this next part, I just want to show you where I got my evidence from. So, I was talking about 2 texts, so I need 1 piece of evidence from each of those texts. My first evidence came from Adventure, A Mammoth Adventure, but instead of writing the whole title, I just wrote Adventure so that I know where to go. I got my evidence from that first text on page 1, and here is where I found that evidence. I said, many mammoth bones have been found in hot springs. That's evidence from the first text to support my topic sentence. I did the same thing for the second text. I looked at Frozen in Time on page 2. And my evidence is people can visit a museum in Hot Springs, South Dakota to see hundreds of mammoth remains. The museum was built around the site where they were found. Both of my pieces of evidence show me where mammoth bones have been found, and the location where they've been found is in Hot Springs. Great. I'm going to, don't worry about writing this down, I'm going to have the complete one written for you at the end. So folded hands, checking cameras. 2, 1, way to go, Erin. And 0, thank you, Leanne. All right, Umar, pencil out of your hand. Here's our second body paragraph that we're going to need to do together. It says, explain what events in a mammoth adventure could not happen in real life. I know a mammoth adventure was fiction, so it makes sense that the events couldn't happen in real life because fiction stories are not real. They're made up by the author, right? Where should I look to answer this question? Am I going to look in both Natalie Stop Crying? Am I going to look at both main idea jots, or will I look in another place? Go ahead, Evelise. Where will we go to answer this?
Answer.
Say it again, Evelise. I'm sorry. Evelise, can you repeat what you said?
I said, I think we have to look back either to our main idea jot.
Yeah. We're going to look back at only one main idea jot. We're going to look at the one for a mammoth adventure. So let's do that now. Here it is. The part of the main idea jot that could not happen in real life is that they end up in the Ice Age. That we know that couldn't happen because they only got there using their imagination, right? So our idea is that they end up in the Ice Age with living mammoths. That could not happen in real life. So that's going to be our body paragraph. Go ahead and write that. About 30 seconds. Liz and Ray end up in the Ice Age with living mammoths. Love the way Evalise's pencil started moving. Zoe Stanley, you need to participate the whole time. Abdul's writing the whole time. About 15 more seconds. Now, I need your help looking for evidence to support this topic sentence. I'm going to now show you 2 pages from the text, and you're going to need to find evidence to support the fact that Liz and Ray end up in the Ice Age with living mammoths. Once you have a piece of evidence, you're going to show me a thumbs up, looking to see who I can call on to give us evidence to support that Liz and Ray end up in the Ice Age. Noah's looking super carefully. Zoe Stooks has one. I'm definitely going to call on you, Zoe. I'm looking for someone else who I can call on for the second piece of evidence. It could definitely be Darius. Could definitely be Ashley. Zoe, why don't you start? What was your piece of evidence? Hold on, let me unmute you. I got super excited. Go ahead, Zoe.
My piece of evidence is where it said where are we? Asked Liz. We must have traveled back in time to the Ice Age.
Awesome. So on page 3 where it says we must have traveled, everybody writes with me. We're going to include that in Frozen, page 3. Page 3, where it says we must have traveled. I'm writing it with you, so there's no reason why you should be taking much longer than I am. Giving you another 10 more seconds. Gonna call on that second scholar now to give us our second piece of evidence. 1 and 0. Coming to you, Jace, what was your piece of evidence? I'm gonna unmute you and I'm gonna show you the pages again. What evidence did you find, JC? You can't actually hear Jace, which is really sad. So I'm going to call on Dariani. Go ahead, Dariani.
The second piece of evidence that I found is where it says all she could do was point at
Which page was that? 2 or 3?
Page 3.
Okay, go ahead.
Where it says all she could do was point at an animal coming over the snowy hill. Oh no, yelled Ray. That giant bear definitely is a meat eater.
Awesome, Dariani. If you had another piece of evidence that we have not already said, here's a page where I went and I highlighted all the pieces of evidence we could have chosen. So I'm going to type in the one that I really liked, where it says on page 2, the stickers seem to come alive. That really shows me that they must be imagining. So write with me on Frozen page 2, where it said the sticker must have come alive. Dariani's piece of evidence is great, but this one really, really shows me that it could not happen in real life. Giving you 5 more seconds because we are about to be over time. 3, 2, 1, and 0. So, friends, I'm going to copy this evidence into our almost complete outline that I'm going to show you more tomorrow. But I'm really glad that we were able to work together and find evidence. Tomorrow, when we start, we'll come up with our introduction together, and then we'll create our conclusion based on that introduction. Give yourselves a kiss on the brain for absolutely everybody participating. Even if I did not call on you, every single one of you did participate because you were focused the whole time, even though we read 2 whole texts. That's really awesome, and it tells me that you're in a great place for when you are beginning Read Aloud with this room. Alrighty.